What's going on, fam?
What's good, my good brother, man? I just played the video of the conversation that I wanted us to have or whatever. The Bootsy apologizing to T.I., fam. And me and you had kind of talked about it earlier, but it's interesting that he doing what he doing. He backtracking on his statement or whatever though, man. On the phone right now, y'all checking out the podcast. I got my boy Mike McBath. Y'all got to stream his music. Go check his music out. We're going to get into the music promotion and talk more about what he doing creatively. But I want to know your perspective, fam, on that topic.
Yeah, I like Bootsy. I like both of them.
Yeah.
And I love it when any black man making money, and succeeding in their respective field.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that sometimes Bootsy will speak without thinking, and which we all can be criticized for that.
Yeah.
I think sometimes the camera get him a little hype, but that's just Bootsy.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think Bootsy and T.I. had a conversation and they came to an understanding and agreement.
Mm-hmm.
The way I looked at it, because I can see where Bootsy was coming from. I can see it in two ways. I can see where he was coming from about, hey, you don't snitch on somebody if you're doing a crime with them. I can see it from that perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can also see him doing it because the amount of backlash that was, placed upon him, because they had that joint album coming out.
They're working on a project together, and then now you got people talking about that. I condone this foolishness that you spewing on other people's platforms. Yeah.
And I think Bootsy he had to speak about it, and Bootsy felt like, anytime somebody's money involved,
they be passionate about it.
But yeah, you're gonna be passionate about it. You're not really gonna think.
Mm-hmm.
But I think as time progressed, Bootsy really got to think about it. To me, I looked at it the same way as the Biggie and D-Rock situation. D-Rock was alive to tell Biggie, hey, basically anybody that loves you and care about you will probably tell you, hey, look, man, if it's going to put you in a better position and I know you're going to look out for my family, why not do it? Because if I was T.I.'s cousin and I knew that this man was going to take care of my family long after I'm here, I wouldn't have no problem with it.
You're the future.
What man would have a problem with it? Do you want this man to sit here and be solid while your kids starve and struggle?
That's true.
It's backwards to me. What's more important? Your image or your children. To be honest, the image is nothing nowadays.
Yeah,
it used to mean something, but now image is nothing. So it's more about taking care of the ones that you love, making sure that they can eat for the rest of their life.
Yeah, the future. It's more things to be that you got to be responsible about than how I look to other individuals.
Right, because you hear a lot of people say, "I laid my life down for my loved ones."
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's your situation. So you mean to tell me?
Do it.
Do it. Actions speak louder than words.
Yeah. They don't need to be said. You just got to do it. So I kind of agree with that, though. I like that. You gave it a different perspective than I ever heard anybody give. I never heard nobody give it that perspective of you got to go ahead and do it and free yourself and remove yourself from this situation because you are the breadwinner. You are the person that's going to look out for our whole family. When in our reality, what T.I. did was snitching, but what is like the street rules are over with nowadays. Like that, that don't exist no more.
I see it like this. You on your deathbed, and you got an option to say, "Hey, you know what? I'm gonna take these charges so my kids can live free, or I'm gonna be this OG gangster." And I'm gonna tell you right now, being an OG gangster, the world is not going to take care of your kids. I mean, to think about it, all the ones who we looked up to celebrity wise, who we thought, like Biggie. I love Biggie.
Yeah.
Nobody, his right hand, I ain't gonna say D-Rock, but Puffy and them didn't really look out for his kids.
Man, they
so
looked out for themselves.
Who am I keeping it real for?
Yeah.
I'm keeping it real for some people who don't care about my family.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, you know,
you got to do what's in the best interest of you. Because like when you say that, like the snitching thing, like to me and the streets, it's over. I done said this multiple times since I had Judge Joe Brown on the podcast. But when Judge Joe Brown said 87% of the cases, criminal cases that he fought against or he was the judge for, 87% of the time a person snitched.
Yeah, so, I think that.
It's regular.
But you know what? See, the thing about it is, we go society, and I've been guilty of it too. But you know, I'm trying to correct myself in the way that I think and approach things.
Mm-hmm.
We go off what we see on TV and what we hear in music instead of doing our own research. Mm-hmm. People don't even really know where the word snitch really came from.
Make us knowledgeable, please, fam.
So the snitching, the whole term of snitching came around, and if you pay attention in Goodfellas, they were even showing you that.
Mm-hmm.
So the snitching term came around when you had non-black mafia gangs that were doing crimes, and they would pin it on black people, and they'd be like, "Don't snitch, don't be a rat."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But these same like criminal organizations will go into their community and destroy them.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, you got to make it make sense. So to me, it's like your master telling you, I'm going to do this, and I want you to take the fall for it, but don't tell on me.
Yeah,
you beating on me every day, so you belittling me. It's a slave mentality.
It's kind of like bullying.
Yeah.
It's bull. Even though you might have participated in the activities, but you still being bullied at the end of the day.
Yeah. Now, if you participated in the activity, you know, like the whole thing with Gunner, now that was just, I mean, he on the record saying one thing but doing another, and I'm like, bro, you were right there. You knew exactly what the consequences was when you were doing it.
Yeah.
If I'm doing something with you, I'm in a car with you. Whatever consequences come is what come. I knew what I was getting myself into.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's just some old regular mojo stuff, and you like, hey, I need you to take this for me. Why am I going to do that?
You want me
like,
to?
You're not going to take care of me. Like at the end of the day, you probably going to be with my girl, treating my kids like crap, and I'm sitting here being tough with you for what?
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna give an example, right? Fam, me and you riding, right? If I call you my partner, right?
Right.
I'm going to look out for your best interest while you're in the car with me.
Exactly.
You're gonna know everything before the situation even happens. I did this previously in my lifestyle too. Like when I was,
I had some OGs that raised me like that too. I knew some OGs from way back in the day who would be like, "Man, you got a good brain on your shoulder, dude.
You can't get in the car.
Yeah, you can't get in the car. You can't get involved with me." Yeah. And I'm like, "Why?" And they're like, "You don't need to know, but just know you can't."
Yeah.
And they gonna respect you more, and I respect those dudes more than anything.
Now, the reason I said that too, I'm sorry for cutting you off, is because if I'm looking out from your best interest from the top, when a situation arises or whatever, I can't tell you not to look out for your best interest.